Welcome back, everybody. My name is Agent Psycho, and this is going to be the second episode of what I hope to be the 65th chapter of the Exploring Your Arsenal series, featuring me, Agent Psycho, aka Toast number 98. Once again, I do not really know the exact chapter number off the top of my head. Hopefully it's number 65, but if it's something else, then I do apologize. The correct chapter title will be in the description, or in the title rather. So yeah, just go with what the title says. Alright, so we're going to get started on the MG42 Steel review. This is the NX Rare... What am I talking about? This is the NX Standard, not Rare, but Standard variant of the MG42. In fact, this should technically be considered the NX Rare variant of the MG42. Look at the stat differences between this and the original MG42. Apparently, it seems like Nexon kind of looked back on the MG42 and was like, yeah, we just didn't do the MG42 enough justice. So like a month later or something, they decided to release this thing, and it's fucking overpowered as shit. Look at this thing. It's got 49 damage, which is a whole 8 points stronger than the GP MG42. I swear, when Protagonist and I first saw the MG42 Steel released, I remember I was at his house when it was released, and when he checked the front page, he saw, oh, MG42 Steel, what is it, supply drop, and I was like, oh, cool, they released a variant of the MG42, maybe it's a little bit better than the original MG42, because that, we knew that it had a few cons about it, and those were some pretty bad cons, like, it's low damage, it's bad spread, and all those things like that, and when he checked the stats, he was like, holy shit! I was like, what's going on? He said, this thing is 8 points more powerful. I was like, what? So yeah, the damage on this thing, basically Nexon made this thing do as much damage as the RPK-74, the M21E, and the MG36. And they didn't even do anything to rate of fire. So that means that this MG42 Steel, this machine gun right here that you're looking at, you're watching me use right now, whatever the gameplay, is the highest... is either the highest or one of the highest DPSing machine guns in the game. Just think about it. 49 damage and 82 rate of fire. That's insane. That's crazy. And you will definitely blow people away, no matter what. I mean, the MG42 Steel, I know I'm sounding like I'm fanboying hard over this, but I think I'm just underestimating, or I'm just understating how powerful Nexon has made the MG42 Steel. 49 damage and 82 rate of fire. That alone should make it an NX Rare, just of how much damage output you be doing to not only your enemies but also your zombie enemies and fire team or something like that. It's just that powerful, and yeah, there's really no reason why you shouldn't get this machine gun if you guys are huge fans of machine guns, or you like to play fire team a lot, and you like to use machine guns if you're not a spec, or even if you are a spec and you like to use machine guns, you should definitely use MG42 Steel. So yeah, as for its background information, I mean, you guys probably wouldn't want to know this anyway, because it's NX. But for a day, it did cost 700 NX, and for a week, it does cost 2900 NX. I've already covered the damage front on this thing. Because of its increased damage, the overall damage profile has significantly increased with the actual numerical stat increase to its damage. So yeah, the MG42 Steel is overall so much more powerful than the original MG42, and just for its damage alone, you should just get this. There's no real reason not to. For its portability, the portability has been slightly increased from 33 to 36. I say slightly because, usually a 3-point increase in portability would be a big deal, but this is still a machine gun. You're still not going to be running around with it as if it were some machine gun, obviously. So, yeah, even though it helps having more portability, I mean, unless it's like some drastic increase in portability. Sorry, I burped a little bit there. I've been drinking too much Sobe. Unless it's like some sort of huge increase in portability, then it doesn't really matter too much. So moving along, accuracy, it has been increased from fucking 57 to 64. That's also freaking OP, because think about it. The MG42, I described the MG42 in the last episode, or the last review that I actually reviewed it in. I said that the accuracy wasn't very good because the bullet spread is unpredictable. It just goes all over the place. You just can't, for the most part, you just can't really control the recoil very easily. In fact, it's not easy at all. With the MG42 Steel, they increased the accuracy by a whole 7 points. On top of that, they reduced the recoil by 2. So the accuracy is more important here because usually, you know, accuracy for machine guns like whatever, you know, it's just a numerical statistic. It doesn't really matter too much because I'm not going to be using it for long range. No, the MG42 steel, the accuracy boost in accuracy has changed the recoil, not the recoil pattern, but the bullet pattern, so that much more of your bullets will actually go towards the center of your target or your center of your crosshairs. So no matter how big your spread goes, more of your bullets from the MG42 steel will actually go to the center where you would normally aim at your target than will the bullets from your GP MG42. That's one of the reasons why the MG42 steel is just so goddamn good compared to the its GP counterpart, the original MG42. Not only does it has more, insanely more DPS, it fires more accurately. How do you say no to this? And as far as recoil, the recoil has also been knocked down by 2. So even though its recoil is still as heavy as, like, you know, the MK48 series, which is predominantly known for their pretty heavy recoil, it's still very, very low compared to what, you know, the MG42's recoil could have been. So yeah, in comparison, it's not that bad at all. And if you've gotten yourself used to, like, managing heavy recoil for using the MG42, the MG42 steel is going to be a cakewalk for you. Like, just these stats alone should make it so that the MG42 steel is an NX rare. I'm not trying to give Nexon any ideas, and I'm pretty glad they have it for NX standard sale and not NX rare, because this MG42 is just a fantastic machine gun. But it's just it's just like, man, Nexon, you just went overboard with these stat boosts. I mean, I understand it's a machine gun, and with machine guns there's a lot of room to improve upon, but damn, 8 point increase in damage and 7-point increase in recoil accuracy, along with 3-point increase in recoil, or 3-point increase in portability and 2-point decrease in recoil. That's insane. That's really insane. And you're beginning to be out of your mind if you think the MG42 steel sucks, because it doesn't. I can kick your ass with the MG42 steel. No lie. I will not hesitate to say that, because that's just how confident I am that's just how confident I am in the fact that the MG42 is a fantastic machine gun. So for those guys out there who actually have this machine gun for perm, congrats to you. You made the right decision. That's probably the best 20k NX you've ever spent for permanent, or however much NX you've actually bought. I mean, unless you didn't even use it at all, or if you're not using it at all. If you guys are actually using it on a regular basis, then kudos to you. That's probably your best NX that you've ever spent in your life. But in any case, the MG42 steel is a fantastic machine gun. Again, I know I'm sounding like I'm a fucking fanboy, but when the MG42 was released, I had high hopes for it. I was like, cool, they released the MG42. I really hope it does well. But when I found out that it doesn't really perform as I kind of hoped it did, I was really bummed out, because I was like, man, the MG42 is a really boss machine gun in real life. Why can't they have done it in combat? Well, I knew it was a video game, and there's not really much you can do with a video game, and, like, you're not supposed to mesh real life and video games together for the most part. But when the MG42 steel came out, I was like, oh, I must use this. And then eventually, I didn't actually buy it for perm because I didn't have enough NX back in the day when it was actually available for perm. But I did get a lot of MG42 you know, steals from opening miss cases, so I pretty much don't have to worry about running out of MG42 steel anytime soon. So yeah, other than the stat change, the MG42 steel does have a cosmetic difference as well. I think it's wooden handle, the grip, that is, and the stock have remained wooden, but it seems like they've been